Warriors win it 30-22 in their home opener at Tom Adams Field. Joe Abramson along with Rod Beard. And Rod, it got closer than it needed to, but the Warriors did what they had to do. They won the game, and in Wayne State tradition, it was the running game that led the way.
Yeah, it's the running game, and Kendall Williams led the way there with 148 yards and 2 touchdowns. But you got 70 more yards from Myron Harris to be able to add to it. So it's a running back by committee, but I think just as a whole you feel good about being able to run the ball so well.
You know, it's funny. It's running back by committee today. Coming in, we didn't think that. We thought it was Myron Harris all the time.
Sure.
I'm comfortable if it is Myron Harris all the time. I'm comfortable if it's Kendall Williams all the time. I like what I saw of Tavion Warren. I think if you had to go with one of those guys, more carries, durability can be a thing. They're all really good.
Right, and they bring different things to the mix that you can put multiple ones on the field, and we saw that in some of the combinations today. You can put multiple guys on the field, and they're all weapons. You can figure out a way to get them all the ball, and that's going to be the challenge is figuring out ways to make them all be able to contribute in different ways.
Big thing for the Warriors, Coach alluded to it with Tony Ortiz on the field. They're running out of safeties.
Yeah, and
they're just running out of guys.
It's one thing when you're talking about you're down on the depth chart, but when you're at freshmen and walk-ons at that position, that's a little that's suboptimal. That would be suboptimal to have walk-on safeties. That's not what you want.
This isn't game 9 or game 10. This is game 2.
Yeah.
You can't run out of guys game 2. Hey, let's take a look at some of the highlights. First of all, in the first half, the Warriors got going early with a little trickeration.
Yeah, you get the little flea flicker here. Little reverse there, pop it back to Kolka, and that's just a nice pitch and catch right to Nick Poderak.
The only time they looked at him all day, it worked for a touchdown. You do that every week, you'll have a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I'm just here for the touchdowns. All I do is score touchdowns.
Heard of that before. That worked well. Follow that up. Wind at his back. Milovansky, 48-yard field goal.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the secondary takeaways is that confidence in your kicking game that they were able to develop.
Bushman, sack, forced fumble, fumble recovery. That sets up another field goal for the Warriors. Milovansky this time from 28 yards out.
I think that's important, too, to believe in your kicking game enough that when you go on the road or when you have tight games, that you can, hey, this is a 30-yarder or a 40-yarder. Do I believe in my kicker? Yes, I do.
How big is this in hindsight? 4th down, went for it, didn't go for the field goal. Had it.
Yeah, that play is there, and that just comes out right at the last second.
That's huge. Now let's take a look at some of the second half highlights. This is Kendall Williams half.
Yeah,
but first of all, Gibbs takes it to the outside and gets Shaw on the board. Sorry about that.
No, 13-0. You thought Wayne State just needed to score, but Shaw comes and makes this a closer game, a one-possession game right after that touchdown.
Gibbs ran for 85 yards today. Then Kendall Williams gets in the end zone. That's just the start of things. That's after that 64-yard run that set up the touchdown. Oh, no, here's the 64-yard run, excuse me.
Right, and just gets to the outside and turns on the speed there. More of that. Let's see more of that.
I'm going to guess he's going to hear about this from some teammates.
Well,
he might. It's okay.
Yeah.
Keep him humble. Keep him humble.
You got to talk about something.
Next time you take it to the house. So you know what? Next time he took it to the house.
Yeah, and I was just really impressed with what Kendall Williams was able to do today. Looked every bit like a guy who really could anchor your running game along with Myron Harris and Tavion Warren.
Shaw didn't go away.
And this was what I was afraid of is that
Barnes, the guy that dropped the one earlier, touchdown.
That they would get some confidence in their passing game and just be able to stay in this game long enough, and that came to fruition.
Milovansky, his 3rd field goal, this one from 27 yards, and like you said, you gotta love the confidence that gives the team. Andre Brandon, he got them in the end zone, and then this crazy.
This is just a Madden play.
Playground, Madden.
Just, okay,
video.
Somebody tackle 5,
dude, that's
please.
Not, you know what, that's not Madden, that's Tecmo Bowl. That's Bo Jackson on Tecmo Bowl. That's, I mean, how did he do that? He did it. They went for the onside kick. Tavion Warren recovered it. Warriors were able to run the clock out from there. and get out of here with a 30-22 victory. And take a look at those stats. And you love that first thing you see, 248 yards rushing.
Right, and the thing that really helps is right at the bottom. Those 2 turnovers were really so important in turning the tide of this game.
Absolutely, and stats can be deceiving, in football especially. 407 total yards, 250 in the air from Shaw. So much of that is after they were down 3 possessions.
Yeah.
And you have to just put up numbers to come back. They actually did better on 3rd down, but the Warriors just made the plays when they had to. And at the very end, when it got a little tight, Davion Warren recovers the onside kick. He makes a couple of runs. Williams makes a couple of runs. Tulka takes a couple of knees. Warriors get their first victory of the year.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if you're Shaw, you don't feel bad about what you did today. You had some more highlights and some more good things to feel good about. It's just you needed that stop, that right at the half, you needed that touchdown. There are plays here and there that you left out on the field that could have made this a closer game than it was. But for Wayne State, you come out of this with a win, and you're 1-1 on the season.
You know what you do with those plays that you left there out there on the field? You bring them back next week and use them. You use them next week against Wisconsin lacrosse when we'll be here at 6:07 kickoff.
I'll
right
be
here
here
on CN 900. Hey, for Mike Johnson, our producer-director, for Solomon Irby, for Tony Ortiz, for my partner Rod Beard, I'm Joe Abramson. Thank you for looking in. Once again, the final score, the Wayne State Warriors 30, the Shaw Bears 22. We'll see you next week.